Alright guys, so here you go. I know some of you have been waiting for this video. This truck's been in the planning stage for over a year. I named it the Wagon 1 because it was designed to be the most productive and efficient dirt killing machine out there. Primarily used for commercial. In fact, we've already got over almost 150 hours on it. That's part of the reason it took. We started building probably mid-October and we just now finished it. Between working it and the weather and everything, it's taken a while. So notice the graphics aren't even done on it yet. It'll be another week or two before we get those on. Anyway, well, I try to give you a complete cost breakdown, some other information, lay out kind of what we did and why we did it. You'll have to excuse the video and mainly the audio. Like I said, it was super windy. I tried it 2 days. First day, winds were over 20 miles an hour. Second day, they were almost as bad, but I went ahead and went with it, so you have to excuse that. There's a separate little video kind of attached to the end of it, looking at the night lights and everything. So I hope you enjoy. I give you some ideas. We literally tried to put the best of everything we could get on there, make it right. So far, it's working out. This is a pretty sweet machine. So enjoy.
Okay, guys, here we go. Unless people have been waiting to see this truck built. I've been waiting to see it myself. Finally got it finished the other day. And of course, we got a heavy wind again today. Tried to video it yesterday. We had about a 20 mile an hour plus wind. Drowned out the GoPro. So what we got? 2500 Chevy work truck. Nothing special about that. Clean is 115,000 miles on it. Paid around $16,800 for it. Added the running boards, a backup camera, and put the tempering spring boosters on it. And kind of helped it. So this thing's got a pretty good load on it. I'm carrying probably excess of 3,000 pounds. Give you a quick look at it though. Nothing fancy. Vinyl interior. I like it's got the rubber interior. Came with the WeatherTech mats in it, so that's nice. In the back, and this reason I like an extended cab. I've got room for a good bit of storage in here. Got my toolbox, got all my parts boxes, some other spares, spare trigger guns, stuff like that. Keep my main one right there where I can get it. These little roller, they call roller storage bins for your back of an SUV or something. I've got two of them. They got a hard side. They got a movable partition in the things. Actually pretty handy. They're about 25, 30 bucks each off Amazon, but they worked out real good. I thought about putting some, actually framing something back here, but I like these, so if I move them, need to get them out, I can. They work pretty good. But other than that, like I said, nothing special about this. It's a clean one owner truck with clean Carfax, so I've been real happy with it. Had it probably 4 or 5 months now. So let's look at what we got here. So 3 Titan reels, 218s, front 218s, the back one's a 12-inch for the high pressure hose. It'll hold about 250 feet of hose. Got 200 on it now. Got 250 feet of water hose. The first 100 is a 3/4 inch Flexilla. The next 150 is 5/8. I'll explain why in a minute. And then there's 250 feet of CureTech on the other reel. Notice I've got lights because I do a lot of night work, parking garages and early morning stuff. I put the lights, and be honest with you, the electrical was the hardest part of it because there's so many connections. We had some long runs and fitting lots of connectors and getting everything done. If you notice, everything on here is all the wiring is protected with plastic coating and everything. Every piece of wire on here. Now, talk just for a second. You see right here, my water. The reason I did this, I've got, I said everything. My running through the reel runs in there 2 100-gallon vertical tanks on here. I've got this hose right here that goes in the tank, and then of course it's got my splitter on that a lot of you've seen before. Runs around the back of here. This little hose here is just a 12 feet of Flexilla. If I need to fill a bucket or whatever, squirt something off, I've got it right there. But I also put this in here, going to the other tank. Now the tanks have a 1.5 inch connector between them, a flexible connector, so they stay balanced, with the amount of water in them on the far side. But so I got this with a quick connect, so if I need to dual feed, now most commercial have pretty good water. It's rare you get a commercial job that doesn't have pretty decent water, at least around here. A lot of homes don't though. So if I need to dual feed it, I can just pull off like 100 feet. I've got the male adapter screwed in here and snap it in, and then I pull the other 150 around to the further spigot if I need to. So, been handy. I like this a lot. I've seen other people do it, and said probably one of the smarter things I've done. So, got the electric reels. Absolutely love them. Guys, you do have to be careful when you're reeling it in. That thing comes in fast. Know where your connection with. If you got your hand back here feeding it in or something, you know, if you got on gloves or even if you don't, you know, it'll catch the junction between the two hoses or something like that, especially on the pressure one. Man, it'll snatch your hand right up in a heartbeat. So you got to really be aware where your hose is and the end of it. If you get the end of it, if you don't catch it out here somewhere, you'll go here and it'll swing up and put a dent in the side of your truck. So actually, usually when it gets here about two or 3 feet from it, I just stop it and then just manually roll it up the rest of the way. Other than that, I love them though, man. You can flat roll up 200 feet of hose in like 10 seconds. So it spoiled me. I almost hate using the trailer because I got a hand crank it. So, talk a little bit about the skid itself. Guys, this is probably one of the best part of the purchases I've done. All aluminum, came from Chris Gunther up at Chesapeake Hydro Wash. He has a company called Wash Dash Skids. You can find it on Facebook. Beautiful work. He worked with me custom designing this one, but he actually runs 3 or 4 trucks himself. He's been using them for years. So, you know, he's been there, done that. He's not just out here selling them. He uses them himself. So you've seen, you know, he knew what I wanted. And mine's a little bit different. He custom made it. One thing I like about his do have the adjustable ladder racks on. There's a pole comes in here about a foot or so. You just raise it up, drill a cross piece. I've got one drilled here on either side, but mainly because I do some parking garages, I can't raise it up too high. So most of the time I just leave it set down, but you can raise it up if you need to want to have more room in there. But really beautiful work. A little more expensive, maybe 10 or 15% more than some of the competition. But I saw Doug Rucker had ordered one, was building a truck skid over 6 months or so ago. I just kind of kept his name, and like I said, great guy to work with and highly recommend. Now, if you notice, if you look down in here, I've got a full-size hot water skid here. Now this is a 8.5 gallon unit, 3,600 PSI. It's a Hydromax made by BCE in Calhoun, Georgia. Guys, one of the best purchases I've made since I've been in the business. All stainless. They do a lot of work for the oil field industry. These things are rugged, rugged, rugged. I mean, this thing is stout. Got 2 fuel, 12-gallon fuel tank, 12-gallon diesel tank. But if you look down there, you can see the fuel pickup comes out of the back there, about 1 inch or so off the floor of the thing. Realistic use, if you're on level ground, you're gonna get about 10.5 gallons of use. Ask me how I know. If you're sitting on a hill, you better be aware you might only get 9.5. So, you know, like I said, just kind of be aware of how the vehicle's sitting. But you see little things like the little pigtail hanging down underneath the ignition key. That's the way they build it. They hang and drop that thing out. So if you need to change the fuse on your starter or something on your ignition switch, right there. It's got the slots built in the stainless base there. So if you need to adjust your belt, you just a simple matter of tightening a bolt. It'll pull it, slide it right out and tighten it up. They custom made me that on top up there, that little rain shield up there out of stainless. And you can't see, well, so I guess you can see a little bit. The exhaust, and I'll show you when I get up on the high side here, they have some flexible stainless steel pipe, and they ran it around. We ran it over here, and I wrapped it with muffler wrap to, you know, keep the heat down. It works like a champ. All muffler guard and that came from some of the muffler guards like 18,000 degrees or something like that it protects against, so it does a good job. But absolutely love this skid. But because of it, you know, this thing with the skid itself with fuel probably close to well over 1,000 pounds, probably close to 1,100 pounds. And I was a little bit worried about putting it on an aluminum floor where, you know, I could just get it in there. The way Chris has his set up, he has 2 8-gallon-minute machines sitting this way toward the back with 2 reels, and then he's got a soft module you put here in the middle. Because I got that first, and then we kind of designed the skid around it. But I was worried about the, sitting on that floor and being able to lift it out with everything else on it. Now it's got skid things where the good thing about this plastic liner, which came with the truck, typically I don't like them because things slide, but actually in this case it helps. There's one bar I can take that loose, and you can slide that machine forward enough where I can get forks in there and lift that off, and then just hook some straps and lift the rest of the skid will lift up easily as long as the water's, drained in it, obviously. So, like I said, if you didn't need hot water or full skid unit, then you want the floor and, put your machines up here on the sides, but because I need it. And these shelves are stout though. I mean, with 3 reels, I can get them jump up and down that shelf and it doesn't budge. We've had 2 people up on that shelf and, with the reels and stuff, and like I said, it's a stout unit. He's got it braced. It's just cross braced and stuff like that everywhere. So it's not going anywhere. So, speaking of while here on this side on the reels, let's talk about wiring. I read a lot that you had to run a hot and a ground to each reel. And Chris explained the way he said he's never done that. The way he did that, we got one hot wire going the reel with one ground. The ground goes to the skid, and because everything's bolted to this skid, and it's in the truck obviously, so basically the wiring the reels was pretty easy. Ran a hot wire here and then just looped it over to the other ones, and that made it real easy. See here on this one, we just got one power wire here, and then that one goes back all the way over to the batteries. The reason it's got 2 on it. This was the main one. I put it in the middle here, and then I've got a hot one running to each side of it here. So, now, look at the back of it here. You can see I'm out here in front of my shop. It's getting close to closing time. There's lots of traffic here. On the right side, I got the Swerts remote control soap system. Absolutely fantastic. A little bit more than some of the other ones, but well worth it. Heavy duty, works flawlessly. Control my soap remotely. On that upright, I've got the proportioner. I know everybody's got lots of knockoffs out there that are cheaper and stuff like that. First of all, I like the looks of it, but the one on my trailer is 3.5 years old. I have never had one iota of trouble with it. It works flawlessly. It's worth it. To me, when having something not work for half a day or something can cost me more than having the difference in what it costs. So gotta keep that in mind anytime you're buying something. Yeah, it sounds good on the front end, but yeah, if you take some maybe shortcuts, maybe something breaks, one of the valves or something goes out on you in the middle of the job, you just lost all the money you saved real quick. So, I ran this. I had a spare soap tank, I'll show you when I get around the other side. What I'm doing, and been running this for 3 or 4 months, I just got a drop tube here. This is on my SH here. I got a wash tank over here, but in this SH tank, I put about 3/4 of an ounce of roof Sopmonade in here. It's perfect for post treating. I just drop my drop stick in there and adjust my proportioner. I can pump over there. If I pump it over into there and don't fill it direct, which I usually do, I keep drums of SH around. I'll just pump some in there, but if I need some, I can pump it over there, and it will, if I need to add a little bit of eliminator to it, I will, to make a little bit more soap. But this is a perfect thing. Or if we're doing a small roof, it's only a 30-gallon drum, so I can do decent sized roof with it. But if I do anything big, I'm gonna bring her high when I'm gonna bring my gas operated on the trailer with me. So I tried to do a good job of tying everything up. I got zip ties around everything. We tried to make it as neat as we could. The lights, I've got a separate video I'll tag along to the end of this one. You'll see, they're amazing how much light they put out. I've got the big one on the right here, big one on the right side here. I got the 2 spots there, or actually those are 2 floods. And then a big one in the middle is a combination spot and flood. So it does a good job. I mean, you'll see when when I get to that part. Now you see what I'm talking about? The portion on the backside, I didn't even run my soap line. Like I said, I've got an extra one. I'm not using it on the trailer. I was going to sit down there and run it, but since I'm mixing it with that, I haven't needed it. So right now, I've got a 3-way here so I can flush out my SH valve after I use it. Now, come on off. I got my 12 volt in here. So, this is pretty neat. My wires are falling down here. So, I've got battery on the pressure washer. It's hooked in parallel with this one to keep this one charged. They work like a champ. All my wiring is run in through. Notice in here, and these are little things that cost a little bit more, but before I used to just drill holes, put some of that little protective edging stuff, and it'd pull off there for a while, or got bleach on it, or something would come loose or something. This time I put bulkhead fittings anywhere I was running anything through the sidewall of these boxes, make it a lot neater. And this one actually screws into there. And if you notice here, I've got quick connects everywhere. The reason why, if I want to suck in bleach, or that same way with that drop stick, if I want to use oxalate, I'm working on a fence, I just take that drop stick, drop it in my oxalate mix, and use it there, and it'll pull it right in. Here, I've got about 8 feet of hose here. I've got 10 feet of hose on the drop stick, and then I've got another, this I've got 8 feet, plus I keep another little, about 8 or 9 foot hose here, rolled up hose. If I need to get over here and, fill a bleach bucket or something like that, don't want to have to run it all the way through my reel and all, I just unhook that, drop it down here. Same thing on the output. Like I said, here's on the incoming, I can unhook that, put that there. I can put it over here if I want to suck something in from over here. Yeah, I've got it where I've got all kind of infinite varieties of ways I can do stuff. I just did it where everything's kind of interchangeable. All my incoming have the female adapter, all the males have the incoming have the males on, incoming have the females on. So I can mix and match all my hoses. It just makes it infinitely more variable. Like I said, if I want to suck something in, I can just unhook there. And like I said, this hose is about 8 or 9 feet. I put it out here, and same way. Well, that's actually my intake here. I just hook that onto it there. This goes around here, pumps out across there, goes around to the reel here. So that's what I said, I can pump out here. I need to transfer something, I can. And like I said, if I need to intake something, I can add this red hose right there, or put my drop stick in and pull in. So I've just got a lot of ways to go. Pretty simple. Nice clean setup. Little things, guys. Now right here, some electrical here. See, I got a little voltmeter right here, built-in little digital voltmeter. It's sweet. Just so you give you a quick glance, just to make sure everything's okay with the charging system or battery. Got 3 switches here. One for the first one's for these lights on this side, one for the spots or the small lights on the far side, and then the big one for the things for the people in the middle. Got my fire extinguisher mounted right here, easy to get to, know where it's at. Look here, even between here, you see I tried to bundle up all my hoses and wiring. Here's my pressure coming out of the water. Notice I've got an extra hose in here surrounding it, just to keep it from rubbing and braiding, give it also a little more heat protection. If you look through there, you can see the wrap on the muffler. Like I said, that's 18,000 degree wrap. You see there's only about a foot between the muffler and the water tank and those hoses coming across. So I needed to put some kind of heat shield. And then here's my wrap on the all kind of yahoos coming by here. On the road outside my shop here. In here, just spare pump-up sprayers, not spare, but I can use acid, EBC. I've got 150 feet spare feet of hose, 10-foot whip line, some other spare stuff there. Nice and handy here. Stays, if it does leak, it still stay contained and everything in here. So, like I said, it's just a way there's just not enough room in the back to carry everything. That skid is a monster, so it takes up a lot of room. Walk back around here. show you real quick. Grab my step ladder out of here. See down in there. But if I need to fuel, I just come right here, fuel it right up. There again, it gives you a good view of the wrap on the muffler. These heaters are fantastic. This got the Wayne, it's a Wayne system burn. Just say you run it 220 all day long if you want to. Now I will tell you 220, you're gonna be sucking down about 4 to 5 gallons of fuel an hour. Typically I run it about 145 to 175. Even 175, you go through about 2 gallons. He's got oversized tubing in there, and like I said, they're known for their heaters. There again, they sell a lot of units to the oil industry, so they've got to have good heaters on them. So anyway, you see how I got everything bundled up in here. Tried to tie everything off nicely. There are my 2 water outlets going to the proportioner. Like I said, one for the water itself, and then one for if I need to rinse it out on there. And, now this has the ZK1 unloader on it, which is anything from like 3 to 10.5 gallons. You see the size of my hose on my bypass? It's just whatever hose you got laying around. Versus the K7-3 that I've got on the trailer, you know, you gotta have a kind of a restrictive hose or put one of those little valves in there to get the back pressure, I guess, whatever. This thing, you can run anything you want to on it. It doesn't matter. Run your 3/8 inch line, you run your 1 inch line. Heck, that's whatever hose I had laying around. I think that's that might be a 3/4 or something like that, or 1 inch. Doesn't matter. It works. So just give you an idea so you can see. Yeah, like I said, try to tuck everything up there. Wash skids made me up these little brackets here where I can pivot these lights around if I want to turn them out more and stuff like that. For now, I didn't permanently mount this because I want to make sure it's where I want it. I've got it banded on here for now. It's got a hole there where I can screw through there, but I want to make sure I like it where it is. Use it for a while there. Stainless band. Everything on here, every nut, bolt, other than there's some grade 8 bolts holding the skid together. Everything else, just because they're strong, everything else is stainless. Don't underestimate when you're building something, guys, what you spend on valves, fittings, you know, stainless hardware. I mean, it's probably $200 plus for the stainless hardware on here. So, anyway. So everything rides real good right there. Okay, guys, that's all I got. I was gonna I shot a separate video with my iPhone on the night day or so ago, and I'll tie it on the end of it. It's pretty cool. I like it. Like I said, you can reach out and touch somebody with these lights. I mean, you can see way up there, those cars way up there going by on the road up there. It'll light up pretty good, almost about halfway up there, where that telephone pole is there. It lights it up pretty good. And I show on the road, you know, I'm standing there looking at the side of this building over here, and I mean, it looks like it's next door. So, okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Questions or comments, I'll throw them in there. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. It's starting to get busy. The weather's warming up. It's like 70 degrees here today. Nice change, and things are starting to rock. So, take care. One other thing. I haven't figured out a way, because I really don't like them up high because I use them a lot. My actual surface cleaners, I've actually got one of those little platforms that comes out. You know, you see luggage haulers, and suppose it holds 500 pounds, which it does because I stand on it all the time. But I got my 31-inch Mondo fits on there nice, and I'll just set my 24-inch on top of that, and it carries it fine right there in the back. Let's hook it down. Or if I'm not carrying it like now, if I'm just doing a residential thing, I can actually set my 24 down right in here, and it rides good there. So anyway, that's it. Thanks. Here, uh, light my iPhone actually puts out a lot of light. But anyway, right here, one thing I'll show you, actually pretty cool. Like I said, my iPhone. Got this. I just got some of those little fluorescent fixtures you see. Put in there. You know, the little stick-on ones you can buy for $4 or $5. You know, it comes in handy at night though if you need to get in there and see. Stand back so you can't see it. I'll hide the light from the phone, blocks the camera too. But there you go. Oh, that's pretty cool. You know, switch it there. I got them stuck up there in the bottom of the thing. That's kind of handy if you need to work on your stuff at night or a cloudy day. Now, I haven't really tried these night lights out in the distance. Let's say I got a switch right there. That cuts on the ones on this side. And you see, they put out pretty good light. And I can adjust them. They're adjustable, and I actually had little swivels built here so I could swivel if I want to, you know, turn them out more, you know, rotate them out this way more. Same thing on that one, rotate it out. You see that puts out, hide my iPhone light. That puts out a good bit of light. So they're fully adjustable. On the other side, my working side, I've got, they're the two little ones, and then there's a big boy right there. Hide my iPhone light. I light up the night pretty good with it. Same thing, they're all adjustable if I want to. So you see, that thing puts out a lot of, you can light up an area pretty good. Good enough to do night work. Like I said, I've got it where you can adjust, everything's adjustable, so I can adjust them pretty easily. And that big light puts out a lot of that. That building looks pretty close. It's about probably 120 feet away. There's a road here in front of my shop. Looking back up the road, and that's pretty darn good light out to about, and like I said, I've got it, you know, there again, working area, but you know, heck, easily out a couple 100 feet up there where you see the way up there about where the sun went, about a quarter of a mile, 500 yards away. Yeah, I'd say a good 100 yards, pretty good light.
So guys, hope it's been some help to you. Maybe give you some ideas for your build. Good luck. It's a project. Anyway, thanks for watching.